It's a terrible football show, all right?
I want whatever you guys are smoking right now.
Come on, Shane. OH. OH.
Oh, baby, yeah! Shane, I swear to God.
Welcome to a terrible football show.
That's my quarterback and my teammate, man.
Ruins my fucking holiday every damn year.
Alex,
What up?
you can thoroughly kiss my ass.
Why not let us decide the top four?
Yeah, let a terrible football show
Let a terrible
decide the top
football
four.
show.
Fuck you, Shane.
Roll Tide. Have a good one, guys.
Oh,
Have a good
fuck
one.
off.
Oh, yeah, he's got to go. Get him out of here. Get him out of here.
You know, I like that Baker Mayfield and myself, man. He was baking up there in the Browns, and it just turned into a big old shit pile. So,
Get that right. I will fly you out and take you to a game in Dallas of your fucking choice.
Oh, shit. Yeah, he's successful at just giving his terrible opinions, so why can't I? It's a terrible football show after all. Welcome to a terrible football show, episode 96, first episode of season 4. Let's go, baby. We got Shane, we got Ricky, we got me. It's going to be a great time, boys, because it is the start of the NFL year. NFL free agency has gone wild over today and yesterday. We have a lot to talk about, a lot to dive into. Been a few weeks now since we had an episode. Of course, our final episode of season 3 did not go as we planned because, of course, massive T's and P's to everything that took place up in Kansas City. It was one of those situations we didn't want to come in and just gush about that Super Bowl and how great it was because of how everything went down. Stupid people will be stupid, and stupid people need to be taken care of in the most legal and justifiable way possible. That's our stance on it. T's and P's to the victims. Just huge tragedy with Kansas City, but a phenomenal Super Bowl. Shout out to the Chiefs. Shout out for them for having their dynasty, and I think it's just going to keep on going, but we got a lot to talk about. And just right before we started the show, Danielle Hunter is off the market. He is now a Houston Texan, as well as Jordan Poyer is now heading down to Miami. There's so much to talk about in the world of NFL free agency. Boys, how we doing? How we feeling for season 4?
To say the least. Been gone a while. Popped in here and there, but try to be back full strength.
Here we go. Love to hear it. And then
Yeah, I'm just ready for football. You know, and the debut of my new internet, everybody.
Yeah.
I finally have internet. Shout out to that.
for anyone new to the show, this man has run this show with us through a freaking hotspot box for the longest time. But he's here. He's got internet. Look how crystal clear he looks. He looks beautiful. Man, what a day. Originally, he was talking about destroying the hotspot box, but he's going to hold on to it because who knows? It could come in case of an emergency. You know what I mean? It could come in handy one day. So shout out to that. But, man, just what a day. What a day for all of us, man. Ricky wearing his ATFS jersey. Big shout out to that. I do want to give a little shout out here. We got a new logo right here above me. New font. Looks great. I wanted to really aim for a team logo, right? I wanted to dial it in, make us look like a team. So we got the nice font up here that looks like a good team font, and we have the trash can highlighting as well. So that's great. So I will say I'm still working on getting everything updated for the merch store, Agent Inc., and everything like that. So that should be done here in the near future. So that'll be exciting. Just like NFL free agency is so damn exciting right now. Let's go ahead and turn down the music. Let's go ahead and jump into it. Make sure to also join the Discord. You can come talk to us, as well as subscribe and follow wherever you're watching or listening to this terrible ass show. But boys, it has been a time over these past 48 hours. Teams have been active. Teams have been spending money. Some teams more than others. Some teams less than others. It's been a wild time. We got Kirk Cousins going down to Atlanta. Once again, rocking in a huge guaranteed contract with that $100 million guaranteed, $150 million possibility total. We've got Brian Burns going up to the Giants after a trade. Carolina's just saying, screw it, we want to suck. We've got Saquon Barkley staying in the division, going to Philly. Derrick Henry not going to Dallas and going to Baltimore. The Bears have made some moves as well that I like quite a bit, boys. Just right off the guns, let's jump into it. Number one most confusing or exciting, either one, free agency signing so far.
Honestly, it's for me. It's for
Go ahead, Shane.
for me. It's what what the Bears have done in totality so far.
There we go. There we go. Get that re-sign of Jalen Johnson. Huge. Needed that. Get Kevin Bird, who is just a better Eddie Jackson. Love it. He's never missed a game in his career. He's tough. He's physical. All-pro, Pro Bowler. Love that move. 2-year deal. Love it. And honestly, I love the Swift move. I heard all the chatter. I heard all the chatter about Austin Eckler. I heard all the chatter about Saquon Barkley. I heard it all. Okay, I was prepared for it, and I was going to accept it. Those are great players I'd love to have. But the Bears need a lot more in more important areas. Running back is something we need. I don't want to overpay for something that's not like in our top 3 needs. You know what I mean? Like, we have other needs we need to address. I love the Swift move. I think he's going to be great in the back room because we already got some good backs. We just need someone else to kind of get us over the hump. I love it. I'm here for it. My most exciting, Minshew Mania.
Minshew.
Running wild in Vegas, baby. I'm here for it. Give Minshew Mania the starting job. The man deserves it. Ricky, what about you? Most confusing or exciting?
I have a head scratching on why Tony Pollard would want to go to the Titans.
Man,
I mean, I understand he wants to get paid, but the Titans,
that
they're not
line
going to win
sucks.
with him.
That line
They're going to
sucks.
stink with him, and they're going to stink with him, and they're going to stink without him. And to tell you the truth, Alex, I think the Titans are just as worse of a spot now as the Panthers are.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, I don't think they're very, very close. Let's just put it that way. I've actually here recently spoken to someone who is from Tennessee who worked for Pepsi, and he has told me something that I already knew, but he point blank said it out there. Nashville, Tennessee. The Titans organization could care less about winning, and I think it's shown right now they could care less about winning.
Mm-hmm.
They've been screaming to get a quarterback. I haven't seen any moves on quarterback. Tony Pollard, it doesn't hurt my feelings that he's leaving Dallas at all whatsoever. But I don't understand Tennessee. I don't understand that move. He's not the guy that's going to be able to carry the football. I think we saw that last year with him. So that was just the biggest head scratcher I think I've seen so far. I don't think anybody, Alex, though, has made anything major that's going to all of a sudden say, okay, we can compete with Kansas City. I will say this much. I give it 2 years, and you might see Atlanta start coming up and creeping up just a little bit. They could win their division next year. Let's see what other moves are made. Let's see what the Saints do. Let's see what the Bucks do. We know the Bucks. We know they signed, Baker Mayfield, which I'm all for that extension for Baker Mayfield. Yeah. He has earned it. What a comeback for his career. But everything else, though, so far, I think Derrick Henry going to Baltimore is going to help a whole lot, especially with Lamar Jackson. He's not getting any younger. I think it's going to help his legs a little bit, so that could help them in the short run. But at the same time, Derrick Henry is starting to slow down a little bit. He's still a very, very valuable player. I wish him the best in Baltimore. I just think now, with that being said, because I did really expect Jerry Jones to go after him. I don't know if Jerry wants to pay that high for a running back right now. So we'll see what Jerry does in Dallas world. And then, of course, you've got Saquon Barkley going to Philly. Somewhat of a head scratcher because it's in the same division. But at the same time, I don't think the Philly needed to really reach out that much. I mean, don't get me wrong. He's a plus, not a minus. But at the same time, Philly's got a lot more needs now that Jason Kelsey's retiring. They got that defensive tackle who decided he was going to retire. They've got so many other needs besides running back that they need to go after first. That's just in my opinion. And Aaron Jones going to Minnesota is a head scratcher. I would understand if Kirk Cousins would have stayed in Minnesota, I would have understood that move. But I don't understand it now. They're not going to compete for the division next year. It just seems like a lot of these teams are getting some of these decent players, but I don't think they're expecting to win next year. I think right now they're expecting to save their money see what happens in the next year or two, because everybody knows you look at Kansas City right now. Kansas City is going to be the heavy favorite to win it again next year, and as hard as it is to three-peat, because it's never been done, that's what they're trying to look forward to. And I don't see any move that's been made so far that's going to say, gosh, now they can compete with Kansas City.
I'll say a couple points with the Aaron Jones one. I really just think that's just him wanting to say "fuck you, Green Bay." You know, they tried to have
Possibly
him.
so.
I mean, they tried to cut him 50% is what they asked Aaron Jones to do. They asked him for a 50% pay cut to stay with the Packers. I would just go to whatever team in the division immediately wants to sign me. Which, let's be realistic. Look at the 3 teams in the division. Bears already signed their guy. Lions have studs. Vikings just got rid of their starting running back who borderline shouldn't have been a starter to begin with. I mean, of course, Minnesota's going to reach out and he's going to be like, hell yeah, I get to play Green Bay twice a year. Hopefully run all over him. Absolutely. I mean, so that one makes sense to me from that point, but no quarterback. That one's, oh, buddy, because it's like, what are they going to do? I mean, they signed Sam Darnold, but Sam Darnold's not going to be your guy. You know what I mean? Like, you know, what are they going to do? Because they're only at like the 11th pick. You know, are any of the top 3 teams going to be willing to move back that far when all 3 are going to need a quarterback? You know, it's just like, no. And then with the Atlanta thing, man, I think Kirk's going to really immediately elevate that team. I really do. I don't think they're going to be Super Bowl favorites. You know, I saw someone say, okay, so we got another Matt Ryan. That's how I feel on it. They got another Matt Ryan, which is not a bad thing. That's a good thing because you're getting a Matt Ryan, another Matt Ryan quarterback when Matt Ryan was playing really well. You know what I mean? Because Kirk plays well. He gets the job done. He's a serviceable starter. And he's in a division that he can very easily win. Carolina ain't going to compete for that thing for years. New Orleans, they might, but I don't think so. Tampa Bay is the only competition, and they went 9-8. You know what I mean? I love the Baker thing. I love the Mike Evans re-signing. You know, they tagged Antoine Winfield Jr. like they're bringing the band back, and that's what they need to do. But Atlanta can compete for that division, you know, especially when you have a quarterback like Kurt, you have a young guy like Bijan Robinson, you know, Drake London, Kyle Pitts, you know what I mean? Like that team can compete. So, I mean, I like the move from Atlanta on that one. And also, man, just, I already shouted out, but man, shout out to, you know, just Kirk's guaranteed money. That man, his agent is a Hall of Famer. Up front, that man's agent is the greatest agent in NFL history with the amount of fully guaranteed contract and the amount of fully guaranteed money that he gets. Right, like it's been unbelievable. The Barkley thing to Philly, that one was interesting. You know, I don't think he hates the Giants. I think there is some disdain there. You know, but I think that was just a case of, hey, the Eagles just gave him a contract that he liked. You know what I mean? And it's a good team. You know, besides losing Jason Kelsey, which happy retirement to him, absolute legend. You know that's a awesome offensive line to be behind. You know what I mean? So that's just kind of my take on that one. You know, but it's going to be interesting for sure. You know, there's been so many moves that's been happening. You know, Texans have been kind of active, as I just said right before we went on the show. Danielle Hunter is now off the board. He is now a Houston Texan. They're loading up. They're getting ready to go. They got Joe Mixon as well. Cincinnati got rid of Joe. T. Higgins wants out of Cincinnati as they're trying to tag him. You know, the Bills are just nuking their team, like up front, nuking it.
Yep.
Released Tre'Davious White. Jordan Poyer's gone. Their center's gone. Gabe Davis is gone, who's a Jaguar now. Shout out to that. Dude, Buffalo, they're nuking their team up front. And I was actually going to ask you guys about that. Do you think Buffalo's window has closed because of how much they're nuking their team right now?
Right now,
honestly,
yes.
yeah. I mean, honestly, I don't really know. I mean, they may and fucking scheme up their sleeve, but I mean, it's not looking good.
Yeah, they've lost so much talent.
And
you there? Oh, we lost him. All right, Ricky, what about you? Is Buffalo's window closed?
For now, yes.
Yeah.
And I think one of the things here's the thing. When you get into a situation with Buffalo, who has been their main kryptonite? It's been the Kansas City Chiefs.
Yep.
And here's the thing. When you are not getting over that hump, you have to do something, and in this case, they nuked their entire team basically. I don't see them getting rid of Josh Allen, but would not surprise me if they shop him.
Here, I think they could shop him in like a year or two. Right now, I don't think they would. But here in a year or two, I could
just,
see it.
right. I'm saying it wouldn't surprise me
Yeah.
if they at least hear some offers.
Right. No, I could see that too. You know, because especially if they just have a crappy year this year, right? Like if they just have a crappy year this year. I mean, like you're losing so many pieces, and it's tough, right? It's tough with the amount of pieces that you've lost. I know Calvin Ridley's still available right now. Apparently, he's got his stuff narrowed down to the Patriots and the Jags still, and it's probably going to be the Jags, which I want to see that. I want to see him come back to Jacksonville, especially, you know, pairing him up with Gabe Davis, keep kind of building on that. And as the residential Jacksonville Jaguars fan, I also want to throw this out there because I texted Ricky about it. Did not have Mac Jones on my bingo card, or I think I texted Tyler about it. I don't remember. Didn't have him on bingo card, but I don't hate the move, especially for the 6th-round pick. Because like I told, I think it was Tyler in text, man, might be a hot take. I'm sorry. I don't think T-Law has looked like a generational superstar. I just don't. I think he's looked like a damn good quarterback, and that's it. I don't think he's looked like this generational superstar. I'm not saying get T-Law out. Absolutely not. Please keep that man there. Let's keep working on him, keep building around him, keep developing him. You know what I mean? I just don't think he's looked like, you know, this generational talent that he was coming out as. You know, he was coming out with the same hype as Andrew Luck, right? You know, Andrew Luck, Trevor Lawrence are like the only guys that's come out with that level of hype since like what, almost Peyton Manning. Like that's the tier that he was held on coming into the draft, and I don't think he's lived up to it. Now, granted, first year complete wash, can't blame him, but you know, and second year is really his rookie year, so now this was his true second year. So you know, we're still getting there, you know, and if you want to bring in Mac Jones for a little insurance for a 6th-round pick, I'll take it. You know what I mean? Give us a little insurance. I'm cool with it, especially when our backup was CJ Beathard. You know what I mean? Like I'll take a little insurance with Mac Jones. I don't hate the play. You know, I don't hate the play at all.
I mean, also you have, competition brings the best out of people.
Exactly.
So.
Yeah, you got 2 first-round picks there. So, you know, competition brings the best out of them, man. I love to see it. I want to see it. Speaking of competition bringing the best out of them, I think we're going to have some disagreements on this one. Competition bringing the best out of them. Ricky! So how you feeling about Russell Wilson going to Pittsburgh?
Oh my gosh, do not get me started with
I want to get you started because we're about to disagree on this.
What the hell? Okay, first of all,
we're about to disagree.
Any of you who believe Pittsburgh signing Russell Wilson is going to give them a contender, not just for a Super Bowl, but if you think they're going to contend for even the division, I want whatever you're smoking plus an overdose of fentanyl right now.
Wow.
Guys, here's my issue. And I've said this before. I said it the last 2 years. I said it the last 2 years on this show. I said it even before I came on this show. My biggest issue with Russell Wilson is football is not his number one priority.
True.
And it hasn't been for years. I don't understand why. Number one, I don't understand why you don't stick with Kenny Pickett, develop him, because you're still winning. You made the playoffs last year, and I understand that Pittsburgh is one of those places that if they don't win, oh my gosh, all hell's going to break loose. But Mike Tomlin has never had a losing season. He's never had a losing season. He's not going to have a losing season with Russell Wilson because he does have some good talent that's going to surround Russell Wilson, and I understand that. My biggest issue is if football was number one in Russell Wilson's life, I'm all for it. But it's not. It's going to end up just like it did in Denver. It's going to be a choke job, and he will be gone from Pittsburgh within the year. It's not going to work.
Look, I think every single team in the NFL should be excited to get Russell Wilson on their team right now. That's the boat that I'm in. Like if I was you, Ricky, and I was a Dallas Cowboys fan, I would be pissed that we didn't get Russell Wilson. And I don't mean it.
Why would I want him?
Because
he hasn't done anything.
Because of what he brings to the table for the price that you're getting him for. Like, I don't care if you have Patrick Mahomes. If I can get Russell Wilson in the building for $1 million freaking bucks, get him in. I'm kind of mad the Bears didn't get him. for $1 million. I'm not saying he's going to be the franchise guy wherever he goes.
Okay.
Hold on, listen.
So
Hold
how
on,
much,
hold on, hold
okay,
on.
So now,
I'm not saying he's going to be a franchise guy. I agree with you. Steelers are not competing for a Super Bowl. Steelers are going to have a winning record, probably win 10 games, 9 games, that'd be it, right? I'm not saying he's going to elevate the Steelers, but I think because of his particular situation, because of the Broncos' stupidity. Sorry, Shane. $1 million, like, dude, all 32 teams should have clamored for that one. I mean, it's a Super Bowl winning quarterback. I get it. It was the defense that won the Super Bowl, but he's been there, he's done that. Like, especially if you have a young QB like a Kenny Pickett, I understand it's going to be a competition in Pittsburgh. I get it, but dude, he's going to elevate any QB room in the NFL, especially with a $1 million signing. Sign me the hell up. I love it.
so that should tell you right there. That should tell you right there, just plain in general. They weren't willing to pay him that $30-40 million that he was making in Denver. Why bother?
They didn't have. They didn't
Why-
have
why-
to.
Yeah, they didn't have to. He didn't want it.
I understand they didn't have
Denver's
to.
paying that. Denver's paying that contract.
Yeah, and Russ didn't want it. Russ didn't want it. Keep that in mind.
I understand that. But like I said before, football is not his priority. It hasn't been for years. We're going to see the same situation with him, just like we saw in Denver, just like we saw at the end of his career down in Seattle. It's going to be a bust. I don't even know why people are excited about it. I would not want him for $500,000.
I love it.
I don't care if it was $50,000. I don't want him near my football team.
I think it's a different Russ. I really do. And I think the contract is kind of a signifying that it is a different Russ. You know what I mean? Like, I think he's really kind of come to terms that, there's been a lot of faults of his own to kind of get to where it is, I think, especially with the recent show that he did where he said he'd be willing to take a vet minimum deal, which is obviously what he did. Or, he's kind of realized that football has not been first. And I think he's going to start to rectify that. And time will tell. He may not. It may be a bust, and it may be horrible. But even if it is a bust for Russ, I don't think it's gonna be a bust for Kenny, because again, I think Russ brings a valuable, sense of, just knowledge of the game to whatever QB locker room. Like, I made the reference of, the Chiefs with Patrick, get Russ in the room, sure, whatever. Obviously, you don't need that, but in reality, that's just me being kind of over the top exaggerating. Any team that has a young QB. Like, I would love to have, like, if we were going to actually stick with Fields or even getting Williams, like, I would love Russ in the building. Like, I would. I'd love Russ in the building for Kenny. I would love Russ in the building for Bryce Young. I don't think CJ Stroud needs it with how he played. Get Russ in the building for Anthony Richardson. You know what I mean? Get Russ in the building for Will Levis, right? Like, all those kind of situations, get Russ in the building. Like, if you can get him for $1 million, like, why not? Right? Like, I mean, like, if you lose, if he ends up being a bust, what does it matter? It's $1 million. You're not signing him for 34. So I don't know. Time will tell. He may end up being a bust because football may still not be his top priority. But I have a sneaking suspicion that we may see a little bit different Russ. Because, I mean, like, he did play well last year. Like, I mean, he did. Let's be honest. He did.
Yeah, I'll give you that much. But if that's the case, if football is going to be his number one, why not stick with Denver?
Oh, that was a Denver call.
Sean Payton hasn't wanted him since he got there.
That was totally a Denver call.
Because
Yes.
football is not his number one priority.
I know.
It's going to be the same situation with Mike Tomlin. I'm telling you, boys.
And plus the thing is, like, Sean Payton is another one of those another one of those coaches that are like, I don't want to say Nick Saban because not on the same level, but I mean, he's one of these control freak coaches that
he is.
He wants to be intricate in every decision, every minute thing, and if it's not, he's not happy. And at the end of the day, Russell Wilson was not his quarterback. He didn't bring him into that building. It wasn't going to work out if they wanted to keep Sean Payton.
Which also, Shane, I was going to ask you, what the hell is Denver going to do now for QB? I mean, you guys are sitting at the 12th pick. I mean, like, you guys draft a quarterback there, you are hella reaching because the top guys are already going to be gone. Like that, if you draft a guy at 12, you're drafting a second round QB. Like that's a hella. What are you guys even doing?
In my opinion, I do have 2 additional first round quarterbacks in my mock that I think have first round grades because honestly, in my opinion, I watched Caleb Williams' film to do this mock, and also I've watched Kurt Benkert. I watched his breakdown of Caleb Williams, and I don't see first round talent from him. I just don't. And I think there's two other quarterbacks that I do. Bo Nix and Michael Penix Jr. both could be there. I wouldn't mind one of them if you're going to reach for one. I think you get one of those two. But at the end of the day, I mean, Denver's just nuking the entire place. I mean, we've already gotten rid of Jerry Jeudy. I mean, it's done and over with. So, I mean, we're planning 5 years down the line at this point.
True. It's gonna be JJ McCarthy. Just watch.
If we get JJ McCarthy, I'm gonna freak.
Oh,
Why?
he's such a game manager. That's it.
Just saying, why would you freak about JJ McCarthy? He's a national champion, for crying out loud.
Yeah,
He
but
handed the ball off 50 times.
is he a 12th
seen
overall
that man
drafted
throw
quarterback? Like,
I'll put it to you this way: JJ McCarthy will be drafted before Michael Penix Jr.
I do agree to that. I think that's what I base, not on my opinion of talent, but just based on how I'm reading the landscape. JJ will be drafted first. Here's my ceiling for JJ McCarthy, guys, and I think you guys might agree with me. JJ McCarthy's ceiling is Jimmy Garoppolo. Okay, I'm just gonna go ahead and call it as it is. That he's a Jimmy Garoppolo.
I was going to say AJ McCarron, but hey, Jimmy Garoppolo's played a lot more. So
Hey, Jimmy Garoppolo, man, he's good at just handing the ball off. So that's what I'm thinking about.
I would say Blake Bortles.
Oh,
in my opinion.
Hey,
I wouldn't go that far.
Wow. I'm giving him a little credit. I'm giving him some credit. He hands the ball off well, and so does Jimmy Garoppolo.
Well, you got to think Blake Bortles made it to an AFC Championship game.
Hey, that defense was damn good, okay? And the Jaguars should have won that game. Fuck the Patriots. The Jags should have been in the Super Bowl.
You get a good offensive line, you get a good running back, and you get a good quarterback that can hand that thing off like JJ McCarthy. AFC Championship game.
I mean, hey, as long as he can hand the ball off, man, that's all he's got to do. I mean, look, Blake Bortles did it.
I mean, he's probably in the workout room with the rubber bands, the elastic bands, just doing this all day.
Yeah, just practicing his handoffs, man. Hey, you got to get good at it, when you go in the NFL.
Here he is. 30 seconds ago talking about Denver's Duke and his team. Now he's talking about drafting JJ McCarthy, AFC Championship game.
Hey, as long as he hands the ball off well, that's all he's got to do. No, to kind of loop back to something that you said with Caleb Williams, I mean, I'm still in that boat. I have been since before last season. You know what I mean? I felt like his Heisman win was empty last year. That's what it felt like to me. But, it's like I told Ricky when we did our first round of mocks. I told him after the pick, I was like, look, man, I'm telling you right now, go ahead and lock in Caleb at number 1 just for accuracy's sake, not based on your opinion. Because, look, I'm the Bears fan. And in my opinion, I don't think we should get him. I'm just telling you we're going to get him. I've already accepted it. I've already moved on. My first pick is not changing.
The only thing that helps me with there's still a chance that the Bears aren't going to get him, Fields still has not been moved.
Yeah, and we haven't shopped him apparently.
His number 1 spot where he was wanting to go was Atlanta. They got Kurt.
Yep.
So, in my opinion, and honestly, I would love this, send Justin to Minnesota. Send him to Minnesota and see what that man does.
Look, I don't care if it's in division. I'm cool with it because Justin deserves that. He deserves that chance to torch us because we've torched him. All right, so I don't care.
I mean, yeah, of course. I think because you said Atlanta was his first. Because I think Pittsburgh was one of the ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was Atlanta. It was Atlanta, Pittsburgh, and Vegas.
The one thing that I'm happy about is that Vegas signed Minshew, so you're keeping Fields away from Luke Getsy. Fields does not deserve to go back to that man. I do feel bad for Minshew, though. Going to Getsy's rough. But Minshew Mania is going to run wild no matter what, brother.
You think he'd be a good fit in Indy?
Who, Justin?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think he'd win the starting job, unfortunately.
Yeah, I think right now, in my opinion, I think Anthony Richardson has a better upside.
Yeah,
in my opinion. I like Justin Fields. I've been backing him up the last 2 years.
Yeah.
But if it was my choice right now for Indy, I'd keep Anthony.
Honestly, like when it comes to Justin, the team that's going to get him, it's going to be bargain bin hunting. I mean, that's what it's going to be. At one point, I was kind of hopeful that if we were lucky, we'd get a second-round pick out of him. Honestly, I'd be shocked if we got him for even a third. I think he's going to go for a 6th-round pick. I think we're just going to get rid of him. I mean, I see what Mac went for. I understand Mac went to shit. But at least Mac went to a Pro Bowl. You know, Mac at least had a really successful season. Justin has shown steady improvement every single year. Cole Kmet and DJ Moore had career years. That's awesome. All fine and dandy, but they're still going to look at they're not going to look at the good that he did. They're going to still just look at his failures. I mean, it's bullshit, but that's what they're going to do. I'd be shocked if he goes for higher than
also
6.
my defense that Brandon Marshall did on one of his podcasts, and I think Cam Newton did as well. This man's had 4 offensive coordinators and 3 head coaches in what, 4 years?
Yeah.
Give the man some consistency, and he will be a top 12 quarterback, in my opinion.
Oh yeah, I mean we've screwed him from the get go. Every Bears fan in existence can agree to that. You know, we've screwed him from the get go. And honestly, like I've reached a point where I'm on team Caleb, but I'm on team Caleb for the wrong reasons. All right, I'm not on it because I think he's a superstar. You know, because I don't. My mindset, as long as he's not Ryan Leaf or Jamarcus Russell, this team's going to the playoffs. That I'll say it up front. Like, you know, we were 3 dumb losses away from going to the playoffs. All 3 games we should have won, right? Like, we win any of those 3 games, we were in the playoff hunt for that 7th seed. As long as Caleb is not a literal full definition of a bust, and if he plays even at Fields' level, which I think he could play at least Fields' level. You know what I mean? I think he can be an average quarterback in the league at best. You know, I mean, at least I think he could. You know, I think the Bears are going to go to the playoffs because, I mean, I do look at it from a standpoint of you're resetting the contract. You know, I do look at that, you know, where it's like, okay, that's kind of a lot of upside. You're going to get to reset the contract. You know, we don't have to worry about it for a few years. We got the salary cap keeps on going up every single year. It went up like 32 mil for this free agency. You know what I mean? We still have a lot of money. We can keep building this year and next year. This can be a playoff team. You know what I mean? So we're getting rid of Fields. It's just a matter of where. I don't know what the fit is. I don't know if the fit's going to be a Denver. You know what I mean? I don't know if the fit is going to be, you know, New Orleans or something like that. Who knows? Is it going to be Seattle? I think Seattle would be a good stop. You got an aging Geno Smith with a contract that you can get out of in like a year. Send him to Seattle. I actually love that move, actually, now I think about it. Send him up to Seattle. That's awesome. I'm here for that.
I'll call Jerry Jones and we'll offer you Trey Lance.
Anyway.
Moving on.
Anyway. But no, I mean, it has been a wild free agency here recently. I do have like top free agents still available. I've got teams pulled up too. We've got a lot. We've still got a lot to go through, just like general signings that we want to shout out and stuff. Before we do that, though, let's shout out one of our partners here because that'd be a very nice thing to do. Let's shout out some Rogue Energy. You can use the referral link down below, promo code Sparky3 to get 10% off your order. They did just introduce a new line of product here recently called Rogue Chill. Rogue Chill is designed to calm your mind, reduce anxiety, and help you relax with zero caffeine, non-drowsy formula. Sometimes after a long day at work or school, it can be impossible to sit down and stream, create content, or even just relax. The anxieties of the day can weigh heavy. That's why we've spent the last 10 months developing Rogue Chill. Strawberry Hibiscus is our first flavor in this new lineup. 40 servings per tub, zero caffeine, zero sugar, and it tastes great. They're really eager for you to try it and give your thoughts. You know, shout out to Rogue Energy. I follow pretty much every single energy drink brand out there, and I see what everyone does, right? I have not seen anyone in the energy drink business take a swing at doing something really cool and unique like this with Rogue Chill. I know my guy Zach at Gamesthetic picked up a tub recently, and I haven't got his thoughts on it yet, but I'm looking forward to hearing about it. But yeah, promo code Sparky3, get 10% off your order. I don't even care if you use our promo code or not. If there's a better promo code, use it. Just use the referral link. You're still going to help us. Like up front, referral link arguably helps us more. Like if I'm going to be honest with you, just use the link below. Use whatever promo code the site has going on. I know this past weekend they just had 50% off cans. So I recommend Black Cherry Lemonade because it's delicious. So anytime those kind of promo codes come up, make sure to use it. It's a great deal. All right, boys. Do we want to go through free agents still available or just like who's all been signed?
Let's do available and then signed.
Okay.
If that's the plan.
Yeah, let's do it. All right, so going through the top available still, Tyron Smith is still available. Wondering where he's going to land. He's up there in age, you know what I mean? But, I mean, I still feel like he's played pretty well. What do you think, Ricky, as the Cowboys fan here? I mean, he's still played well. I don't think he's played what he's played before with his age, but he's still played some good ball.
Yeah, I think he's going to retire.
Going to retire. Okay. Another big retirement.
I mean, he's old. I mean, he, like I said, though, he is getting up there in age. He's done us well. I hate to hate to do it, but I mean, if he does go somewhere, it's not going to be a contender. It's just, I mean, maybe the Titans. Go to the Titans with Tony Pollard.
No, bring him down to Jacksonville.
Okay, Jacksonville's fine too.
I love that. Speaking of Jacksonville, the next one we have up is Calvin Ridley. Like I already said, he's kind of toying between Jacksonville and New England right now. Hopefully, just come back to Jacksonville. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson still available too.
I've also heard the Jets for Calvin Ridley as well.
Speaking of Jets, they signed Tyrod Taylor to be Aaron's backup. So I like that move a lot. That's a good move by the Jets.
Tyrod Taylor still in the league?
Oh, yeah. With his punctured lung, baby.
Yeah, he's been
Giants.
Lamar's backup for the last 2.5
No,
years.
he was a Giant, I thought. I think
Maybe.
Tyrod used to be with the Ravens long ago. I think he was with the Giants just last year. I could be wrong.
Looks like he's been in the league for like a million years now.
He has, man. He's
been a hot minute.
He's a goat in the backup league. Hey,
Oh,
never
Lord.
forget, he led the Buffalo Bills to the playoffs when the Buffalo Bills were not the Buffalo Bills now. So shout out to Tyrod Taylor.
True. Very true.
Kendall Fuller still available too. I'm looking forward to seeing where he's going to go. Marquise Brown also still available. Looking forward to
Really?
Yeah, Marquise Brown still available right now. Gonna be
I'm
interested to see
surprised
where he
nobody's
goes.
picked him up yet.
Stephon Gilmore still available. I don't know if there's a market for him at this point. I'm surprised
What?
he's ranked as high as he is.
Ah,
I just don't know if there's much of a market. I mean, 1-year deal, sure, I could see that. Here's a guy that I am praying to God the Bears jump on, and that's Chase Young. Who just got traded to San Fran in the middle of the year. Like, please, Chicago, jump on this. Pair him back up with Montez Sweat, or even the next guy that's available. Eric Armstead, also from the 49ers. He was released, so he's not going to come back to the 49ers. Like, the Bears need to jump on an edge rusher. That's one of our biggest needs right now. So I'm hoping for Chase Young or Eric Armstead to be a Chicago Bear here in the coming days.
And I think whichever one, if one of them does go to Chicago, look for the other one to go to Philadelphia. I think Philadelphia is probably aiming at one of those two guys very hard.
Hey, Fletcher Cox did retire, so you could be right on like the Eric Armstead play there. But then again, they do have Jordan Davis. They got Jalen Carter, so they might be setting pretty. They maybe just want to, maybe they might be trying to get Chase Young, because those two guys are interior already. So Eric Armstead they don't really need, but maybe like a Chase Young to pair up with them. I could see that. You might be onto something there. Cameron Curl, safety. He is still available as well. Jadeveon Clowney still out there, still playing, doing his thing. Julian Blackmon as well. Justin Simmons, he's got cut from the Broncos. I'm sorry. Sorry, Shane. Sorry about it. Curtis Samuel, speedy guy from Washington. He's still available at the moment. He's going to be a good third guy for someone. Trent Brown, DJ Redder, Jonah Williams, offensive tackle. Looking forward to seeing where he's going to go. Calais Campbell still in the league. Shout out to him, 38 years old. We'll see where he goes. Here's one that's really interesting for me personally and one that I'm keeping my eye on. Because before his injury in December, this man was going to probably be like our number one target, a man who's going to be a lot higher ranked, and that's Connor Williams, center from Miami. He tore his ACL in December. That sucks. It's a crappy timeline, to get back, get in the groove with your new quarterback wherever he's going to go. But at the same time, if everything's kind of checking out with his ACL, man, the Bears need to just jump on it. You know what I mean? Get him for you get him for cheaper than you probably would have if he didn't tear it. I'm here for that move. Bears need a center more than anything else. So it's either that or I want Jackson Powers Johnson from Oregon. That's who I want. I love that name. That's a strong name. That's a man's name, and I'm here for it. Kevin Zittler, offensive guard, longtime guy there at 34 years old. He's up and available right now. Devin White from the Bucks, man. He's still out and available at the moment as well. Bobby Wagner just came off a career year up in Seattle. He's available once again. It's wild to say that he came off a career year and he's 34. You know what I mean? Like the man's still just running on all cylinders. So that's one that's going to be real interesting to see who grabs him. What about Odell Beckham? You think he's going to end up coming back to the Baltimore, or is he going to go elsewhere? What do you guys think?
I think he re-signs with Baltimore.
Okay.
I think he should re-sign with Baltimore.
Yeah.
It depends on if they're going to be able to pay him or not, and that depends on how much he's willing to give or take as far as his pay goes. They're not going to pay him top tier money, obviously, but I mean, if he's willing to pay it if he's willing to be paid at mid grade, why not?
Yeah, true. Here's one I was wondering about. Do you think what teams? This is going to be a bargain bin hunting signing if he signs anywhere, especially at 36 years old. Do you guys think anyone's going to take a swing at Ryan Tannehill for a bargain bin QB here in a few weeks?
I think so.
Or do you think he's going to potentially retire? Again, 36. He's made some good money at Tennessee. He even made good money in Miami. I think he signed a contract in Miami too. I could see him being a bargain bin QB for someone here in a few weeks. It's just a matter of who. Is he going to be Denver? Is he going to go to Denver?
If he wants to play, honestly, I could see a team like the Chargers picking him up for a backup.
Yeah.
Maybe a team like the Rams, even though they just recently signed fucking what's his name
Wentz.
as a backup.
Wentz.
Yeah. So I mean, I think he'd be a good backup. Hell, Indy could sign him as a backup.
Yeah, true.
That's a good move.
Denver, I'm telling you, watch it.
Why not Minnesota?
Minnesota, get Darnold and Tannehill in there.
Tannehill's a step ahead of Darnold. I'd take Tannehill over Darnold any day.
Yeah. Famous Jameis went to Cleveland to be a backup to Watson.
Really?
Yes.
I didn't know that.
Famous Jameis going to Cleveland, baby.
Why would you not want to keep Joe Flacco? Why not? Come on, people. Oh
Cleveland just signed. Also, Cleveland just traded for Jared Judy, which makes me sad.
Yeah.
We got fucking a piss can for him. It's like, come on, dude.
That's the thing. They didn't even need him. I don't understand that. They didn't even need him.
They didn't utilize him at all.
Well, no, he didn't really have much of a quarterback as far as I'm concerned. But I mean, at the same time, I'm just saying, like in general, though, I don't know why Cleveland would want him. They don't need him. We've got plenty of wide receivers.
Keep adding on, baby. I don't know. So you just keep on adding on to it. Just keep on improving on it, right? Let's see. All right, let me start going through some teams here. So like we've already kind of talked about how the Bills have lost a lot, but they did pull in. They did have an extension for like Deion Dawkins. They brought back Trubisky, so Trubisky's once again a Buffalo Bill as a backup QB. Shout out to that. Other than that, they don't really have anything going on. A few re-signings here, I mean, just like, but no superstar re-signings, right? Like it's just, Deion Dawkins is their biggest re-sign. Other than that, they let their entire secondary go. Like that secondary is going to be bad next year. Bad. Like Micah Hyde, gone. Jordan Poyer, gone. Tre'Davious White, gone. I mean, you lost your entire secondary, right? Like that's going to be a bad secondary next year.
I mean, let's be honest. It really wasn't good to begin with. I mean, it was middle of the NFL, gave up a ton of yards, in my opinion. Didn't really give up a lot of touchdowns, but
I think last year, you hit that one on the nose. A couple years prior, I would have argued with you, but last year they did stumble. Sure. Last year they stumbled.
Yeah,
injuries plagued them last year.
Oh, for sure.
So I can agree with you on that one. Let's see. Nothing super notable of the Dolphins. Jonnu Smith, I think, is the most notable they've got. Aaron Brewer, not bad on that one. Center. So nothing overly notable. When it comes to the Patriots, just a lot of signings. They brought back Jacoby Brissett, so that's going to be kind of their bridge guy. So that's something. They got Antonio Gibson, running back for the Commanders. Kedrick Bourne, Jalen Reagor. I mean, Hunter Henry re-signed. Shout out to that one. Nothing that jumps out at you. Same thing with the Jets, very inactive. I mean, Tyrod Taylor being a backup is the most notable there. Ravens, not very active on that one besides Derrick Henry. 2 years, $16 million for Derrick. $9 million max value. $20 million max value, $9 million guaranteed, not bad. Bengals, tag T. Higgins, and now he wants to be traded. Who do you think could be a potential trade suitor for T. Higgins?
I think he came out on Twitter and said his top 3 quarterbacks he wants to play with.
That's right, he did.
I forgot who they were, but I know
Lamar's one, T-Law was another, and C.J. Stroud, I think, was the other.
Yep.
I think it was those 3. So I like all those moves. Send them down to Houston. Pair him up with Stroud, right? Like I want to see Stroud continue to blow up the NFL. Like, I mean, like I know he named T-Law. That's great. I appreciate that. Would love him. Would love him in Jacksonville. I'd shit my pants if he went to Jacksonville. I'll shit my pants on stream. I'll eat some Taco Bell and come shit my pants on stream. I'll do it. Not really, but I mean, send him down to Houston, man. Like, I'd love to pair him up with CJ Stroud. That'd be awesome. Be awesome to see. See, Browns, like I said, Jerry Jeudy. We got that trade that Shane's very distraught about. Zadarius Smith doing the re-signing. Although I will say I don't see Jameis Winston on here. I swear Jameis Winston went to Cleveland. Let me confirm. I know I saw this on Twitter. Hold on.
Yeah, I think he did.
Hopefully I didn't get got. Let's find out if I got. Jameis Winston. On his decision to agree with Cleveland, yes. However, the Lord has called me. Yeah, I mean, that's from Josina Anderson. That's from her official account. So yeah, I mean, he's gonna be a Brown. He's gonna be a Brown. So that's just not on this article, but he is a Brown. For the Steelers, Russ, but also, hey, this is a big one. Patrick Queen. That is a Mike Tomlin guy. Patrick betrays the Ravens, goes to their hated rival, the Steelers, on a 3-year, $41 million deal. That is a Pittsburgh guy, Patrick Queen is, man. I'm excited for that one. That one's going to be good. Man, the Texans have been very active. There are 2 teams in the NFL right now that I think have been the most active. The Texans is one, the Commanders are the other. Texans, they got Joe Mixon. They got, they re-signed Dalton Schultz. They got Desmond King. They did re-sign that one. Jeff Okudah, they signed him. They've got some other cornerbacks they signed, brought back even. They've got, Autry, D lineman. They signed at $20 million. I mean, Texans have been active. You know what I mean? And I used loading up Danielle Hunter now, pairing up with Will Anderson. Oh my God. That's gonna be scary.
Yeah, I think they're gonna be the overwhelming favorite in that division.
I agree. I 100% agree. I feel like the Jacksonville window closed this year of being the team that could really step in to be the team of the division, and they dropped the ball. Obviously, with their huge loss streak they went on.
Let's see if they reach for the fence and get T. If they can get T, I think they'll be fine. That's another weapon for T-Law.
Man,
Calvin Ridley sticks around. That's another weapon for T-Law. I'm just saying.
And we got Gabe Davis too. So imagine Gabe Davis, T. Higgins, and Calvin Ridley. There's no excuse at that point.
No, I'm about to say it just depends on what they do. Let's see what they do. Now, if they don't get any of them, yeah, it's gonna be a long year.
Yeah, I know, but
I don't see Calvin Ridley coming back to Jacksonville.
Really?
I don't see him going to New England either.
Apparently, New England, I think, is paying him more, and he's trying to get Jacksonville to kind of match it. But apparently, the verdict is he really wants to stay in his home state. So he wants to stay in Florida. He wants to stay with the Jaguars, from a personal standpoint. But the Patriots are very actively trying to get him right now, based on a money standpoint.
Why would you want to play for the Patriots? I'm surprised Hunter Henry stayed. They suck. They're horrible.
I know. Especially when
Hunter Henry was their guy last year, at least in the red zone.
True.
All right,
he sounded
boys.
he sounded like a 3-year, $30 million deal or something like that. I'm not sure exactly what the numbers are, but
we've got some breaking news as of about 6 minutes ago that I missed. The Pittsburgh Steelers are trading wide receiver Deontay Johnson to the Carolina Panthers. Poor Deontay Johnson.
At least he'll be the number 1 guy. Go Deontay.
Yeah, I know. Oh man.
There's your division winner right there, Carolina.
Yeah, relax. They're not gonna win the division for like 10 years, man. They're dead. They are dead.
You and I both know if Gardner Minshew would have went to Carolina, you would have been all over that.
Oh, I know. They would have won the Super Bowl. Vegas is winning the Super Bowl. Vegas is gonna beat Kansas City both times this year. Book it.
Oh Lord, they beat them once last year.
Yeah,
they almost beat them twice.
Oh yeah. They kept Antonio Pierce. They signed Gardner Minshew. You know what? Vegas might be my new second favorite team. They just know what they're doing for once. They've got good moves being made.
Yep.
Except for losing Josh
Join
Jacobs.
the dark side.
That's the unfortunate thing. Losing Josh Jacobs. Josh Jacobs going to Green Bay though. It's just that was interesting and kind of sad and kind of painful. Wasn't a fan of that.
Saw it coming from a mile away.
Did not like it. Did not like it.
I don't think he was a make or break it type of guy though.
I agree, but he's still a damn good player that, the Bears are just
He
going to have to
is.
shut down. That Bears
He
defense is good.
but once more, he
Yeah.
was in the same situation that Saquon Barkley was in. He didn't want to be tagged. He didn't. He
Yeah.
wanted to, he wanted a fair value. I get it,
Mhm.
but at the same time, it's one of those deals now that the running back position is just not what it used to be.
I mean, you're right. You're right.
And you're starting to see safeties be treated almost the same way.
You really are. You're right on that one. You know what I mean? You are right on that one with how we've seen the safety market go. Now I don't think we've had any like massive superstar safeties as free agents, but we've had some damn good safeties out there. You know what I mean? And we've seen some low contracts for them. Let's see. Keep going down the list. We've already kind of really touched on the Jags. I'd say one of the biggest things is Ezra Cleveland. I love that re-signing on that one. Titans' biggest signing is definitely going to be Tony Pollard as well as Lloyd Cushenberry, getting a good center on that one. The Broncos haven't really done shit. Sorry about it. Haven't done. I mean, you re-signed your kicker. Good job, buddy. Good job. You signed a guy named Malcolm Roach. So Super Bowl bound, baby. Let's go. Go Broncos. Let's ride. Chiefs haven't really done a whole lot, but the biggest thing they've done, re-sign Chris Jones. That's all you need to do.
Yes.
That's all you need to do. Let's be real. That is all you needed to do, and you did it. Vegas already hammered on Minshew, but also Christian Wilkinson. That's a big one, man. Pair him up with Max Crosby. Ooh, buddy. I'll be honest, guys. Like, and I'm not saying this as a Minshew fan. Minshew, look, this is the one time you'll hear me say it. I know he's not a superstar, obviously. I know he's at best like a middle of the road average QB in the league. Top. He's one of the 32 best quarterbacks in the league, in my opinion. All right, let's go ahead and establish that. If he plays just well enough, right? He's got some good weapons. At wide receiver with Devontae Adams. Hunter Renfrow. He's got a pretty decent offensive line, but he's got a damn good defense. I think Vegas can compete. I really do. I genuinely think that they've got the right head coach in place for once. Man, I think Vegas can actually compete. I like that Wilkinson signing. Chargers have done jack shit. They have been very inactive in this whole thing, just like the Cowboys have not done a damn thing. You have signed a long snapper, my friend, is all you've done. How are you feeling right now?
Oh. So, of course, we didn't get to really have our host, our Super Bowl show, or anything like that. So this is the first time I actually got to talk about this. We have a crap ton of free agency after next season. And so I think one of the biggest things for this season is just to try to get as much around Dak and around that defense as much as possible. Because I really believe that if Dallas does not do it next year, I think Jerry's going to pull the trigger and start over.
I agree.
And I hate to say that because Jerry is getting old, but I think Jerry's about to be at the point where I really believe next year is it. I think it's make or break. I think it's all in or nothing, because if they don't win next year with the talent that they have that's around them, I just don't see Jerry sticking around a whole lot. I think he's going to hand it off to his sons and be done. I know the one thing I know he's wanting to win one more Super Bowl, but to me, I think the window next year is this is it. And we've got a slew of free agents that are going to be in free agency after next year. I think Micah Parsons is one of them. Dak Prescott's another one. I'm wanting to say Zach Martin restructured his contract, but I'm wanting to say that he's a free agent after next year. And there's a few others that I can't think of off the top of my head. But I really believe this is it. I think next year it's Super Bowl or bust. And I know people say that every year, but y'all, this is it. My Dallas Cowboys, this is it. We're gonna be horrible after next year. This is it.
Does it make you
I'm
nervous?
I'm gonna be right around the dumps, just like Shane right next year. I'm telling you, I'm gonna be right around the dumps like Denver. I'm telling you, it's gonna be bad. And the fact that Jerry's looking to pay Dak $60 million, no, it's done.
Wait, what?
I can't stand it no more. I can't stand it no more.
Wait, 60 mil? What's going on?
You haven't heard about that?
No, I haven't.
Oh yeah, there's rumor going around that Dak Prescott could really reset the quarterback pay once again. And I'm like,
Jesus
I ain't paying
Christ.
him $60 million. You out of your damn mind?
All right, boys. Breaking news: the Eagles are signing defensive back C.J. Gardner-Johnson to a 3-year deal worth up to a $33 million max value.
Not bad.
That defense just keeps getting better.
They have to. They stuck so bad at the end of the year last year.
Yeah, they did. They did. They re-signed Brandon Graham, and they also signed Bryce Huff as well. They also re-signed Landon Dickerson, their offensive guard. So that was a big one. They needed that, especially with losing Kelsey to retirement. Really needed that one.
Yep.
But now you might be on to something about your Cowboys. Your Cowboys might be dead, just like how Shane's Broncos might be dead for a few years. Because man, just like if I was a Broncos fan, I would feel so uncomfortable with where my team's at. Because like I said, dude, Shane, like you sitting there at the 12th pick, like whatever quarterback you guys get at 12, if you get a guy at 12, you're gonna so hella reach. So I feel so bad for you, man. I feel so bad for you, bro. You're such an uncomfy spot right now. I'm so sorry.
at this,
What's Denver's pick?
12.
12. I mean, at this point, it's taking the Bronco out to the shed and just putting him to sleep.
Give him the old Yeller treatment. Sad part is owners don't give a shit because they're just so damn wealthy. They're just like, whatever, we gotta pay Russ that much to get him out of here. I don't give a shit. Whatever. That's a day for us. So I said earlier that the Commanders have been very active, and man, they have. They got Marcus Mariota on a 1-year deal. Austin Eckler, that's a good one. Zach Ertz, they got some good O-lineman signings. Jeremy Chin, good safety out of Carolina. They've been very active. I think they're really trying to set up for the future right now, set up to just kind of compete. A lot of these guys, a lot of these guys are kind of Dan Quinn guys. In fact, one of them I think it was Armstrong, right? Armstrong was a Cowboy, wasn't he? He's coming back to Dan Quinn, so that's gonna be a good pair up there. So Commanders have been very active, which it's gonna be interesting to see what they do with that second pick. I've been on the bandwagon for a while that I think Jaden Daniels is gonna go number 2, not Drake May. I just saw earlier on Twitter that Jaden Daniels is now the leading favorite for the second pick. I'm like, now he is? Like, whatever, man. I've been on that boat for months that I thought he was gonna be the second pick.
Yeah, and Orlovsky thinks that he's the best quarterback in the draft.
Jaden?
Yeah, Dan Orlovsky.
I don't know who the best quarterback in this draft is, man. I really don't. This draft is such a weird one for QBs. Like you have this guy that's being held as like a generational talent guy, and I'm just like, I just don't see that like I saw with T. Law and Andrew Luck. You know what I mean? Like I can't see it. I think he's going to be a fine QB. I do. I don't think Caleb's going to be a bust, but I think I think his floor is to be a bust.
He's going to be a bust.
I think his floor is to be a bust. I don't think he's going to be a Ryan Leaf or a Jamarcus Russell, but I think he can definitely be a bust. But I think his ceiling, I don't think he's going to be a top 5 QB. I think his ceiling is at most, I think he can scratch getting to top 10. Scratch. That's his ceiling.
No, I think his ceiling is top 12 at best.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, so you're scratching
Yeah.
top 10. So I agree with you. I think that's his ceiling. But I think his floor is just a bust. I don't think it's like, oh my God, you're a generational bust like Jamarcus Russell or, whatever.
His floor is out of the league before his rookie contract is out.
So a Johnny Manziel.
Yeah, out of the league before
would
what,
say
4 or 5 years?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but Johnny was self-inflicted. He didn't
was.
really want to play football.
Have you guys
That man watched 0 film.
Have you guys listened to his interview, his podcast with Shannon Sharp?
Yeah.
Oh, it was great.
Yeah, that was
It
so
was
good.
so good.
That was a great episode, man. I really enjoyed that. I love the redemption
Sharp
story
making
that
a
Johnny
name for
Manziel's
himself.
gone on.
And Shannon
You
Sharp's
know-
really making a name for himself.
He is.
Yeah,
He revealed he made more money
off Cat Williams than he did
off
any
of
year in
Cat
the
Williams
league.
than he did any year in the league. Yep, sure
Which
did.
is
I'm telling you, that means something.
insane.
We're next.
Right? Yeah.
That's insanity.
It is.
Let's get Cat Williams on our show. Cat Williams come to a terrible football show so we can make that kind of money.
Please. We need to make that. Please.
We need to learn about the Illuminati.
Yes. No, I also saw the joke that Johnny put up on Twitter. It's just like, can you be considered one of the worst busts of all time if you haven't officially retired yet? Food for thought. I'm
is
just
true.
like, good point,
That is
Johnny
true.
Manziel. Good point. Shout out to that.
I'd
man.
sign him for $1 million.
I mean, I'd sign Johnny Manziel somewhere. You know what I mean? To be my backup. Why not? You know, I feel like he's had a redemption arc.
Johnny Football.
You know, I feel like he's had a
What's
redemption arc.
sad is, what saddens me is that Jerry Jones is looking to draft him.
Yeah, I know, and his son had to stop him and get Zach Martin instead, which obviously good
Yeah, I
right
guess
move.
that paid off a little bit.
Yeah, right move on that one. You know. Oh, geez. All right, before we dive into anything else, let me shout out our sponsor, Agent Inc. You can use the referral link down below. Pick up a jersey. We got the best jerseys on the site. Our ATFs jersey features a lovely looking trash can, so why wouldn't you want that? Or you can just pick up the Sparky 3 jersey, rep the brand. AniMan Plus is an incredible design. Everyone loves that one. Gamesthetic's looking pretty sweet as well. You know, pick up one of our great hats, one featuring the trash can, because the trash can's great. And that's what we are, baby. We are just a trash can, just having a good time. So head over to Agent Inc., use the referral link down below, and we'd appreciate that extra support. All right, let me catch up here. Let me see if there's any other breaking news kind of going on right now.
While you're trying to find that, to put in perspective, Shannon Sharp's highest yearly salary, $3.5 million. And that was from 2000 to 2003 with the Baltimore Ravens, where he signed a 4-year, $14 million deal. He had a $4.5 million signing bonus that year, with a yearly salary of $3.5 million. That is nuts.
That is crazy. Different, dude. Just hear about the money. Just a totally different era. You know what I mean? It's wild to think about. It really is.
I mean, he's making more than people that are on vet minimums right now.
Yeah. We do have some other
Not
breaking
counting.
news from about 10 minutes ago. Patrick Mahomes will be restructuring his contract to create an additional $21.6 million of salary cap space for the Chiefs as they aim to become the first team to three-peat. So, shout out to that. I know his deal was I know his deal was $500 million, but man, it being a 10-year deal, God, it's a very team-friendly deal. You know what I mean? Like, even now, I don't think he's a top 5 paid quarterback in the NFL. I could be wrong, but I don't think he's a top 5 paid quarterback based on yearly average. So I mean, like his deal. I mean, he's making the right moves. You know, they just want to win Super Bowls, right? That's all they want to do right now.
I think he made 46 last year.
That sounds about right. Let's see, NFL QB contracts.
Yeah, he was the highest paid quarterback last year. Now I think moving forward, he may not be. Lamar may be up there now, with him restructuring his deal.
Right. Yeah. Let's see.
Yeah, Patrick was the highest paid last year.
Yeah, last year. Yeah, at 37 mil for the cap number is what it was. That Ryan Tannehill though at the 36 mil cap hit. That's just embarrassing.
But this year there's 3. I could be reading this wrong. There could be 5 quarterbacks getting paid more than Patrick this year.
Yeah, it wouldn't shock me on that. Let's see. It would not shock me on that. So let's take a look here.
This says Lamar, Dak, Josh Allen are all getting paid more than him.
Yeah, so the one that I just pulled up, in terms of the average, Joe Burrow is number 1, Justin 2, Lamar 3, Jalen 4, Kyler at 5, Deshaun at 6, Patrick at 7. Because Joe Burrow is sitting at 55 mil average. So, yeah, that's 60 mil for Dak, man. It's coming. Watch out. Because right now, this year, Dak's only going to be at 40 mil. He's below Daniel Jones. Well, he's tied with Daniel Jones.
That's embarrassing.
He's
now,
tied.
Listen,
Daniel Jones and him are the same contract.
I may talk a lot of crap about Dak Prescott, but that's insulting. He has won 12 games in the last 3 years during the season. I'll give him that much. Nothing in the playoffs.
Yeah. Oh, that's so funny. Him and Daniel Jones tied.
I didn't even know Daniel Jones was getting paid that much.
No, I mean he had a big deal. I mean 160 mil, 40 mil average, 36 mil signing bonus, guaranteed at signing was 81. So, wow. Contracts are wild, man. I still also, because of how wild contracts are, man, I hear the conversation all the time of like, should quarterbacks be in their own salary cap? I hear that conversation all the time. Let's see.
I think it would help.
I think
it would help a whole lot.
I think it would ruin the
think about it.
NFL. I think it would.
I don't think so.
I think it would turn into a shit show.
I think it could turn into a shit show.
It's already a shit show.
It is already a shit show. I think it could really turn into a shit show if they did that. Speaking of shit show, just like the Titans are apparently targeting all-pro safety Justin Simmons. Imagine going from the Broncos to the Titans. That's a sad life. That's unfortunate.
Not the first player to do it.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's a sad life.
No, it's even nope. What's even sadder is Deontay Johnson going to the Panthers.
And also, I missed the further aspect of that as well. There was a DB, Dante Jackson, who was a Carolina Panther. He was a player swap and a pick swap, is what it was.
Still funny.
It is, yeah. But I mean, dude,
no, who's not going to be on my fantasy team next year?
yeah, looking forward to the fantasy draft this year. We're gonna hop over to sleeper this year, so I'm really looking forward to that one. In terms of free agency, man, guys, is there anything that you guys want to shout out? Certain players, winners, losers in terms of teams, anything like that?
Honestly, the only thing I'm continuously loading Twitter for is to hear what Justin Fields is doing. That's it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because that one decision is gonna transpire for the next 2 years when it comes to the draft and everything else. Like it's gonna be a big move.
Yeah, I know, and I hate that it's played out the way that it has. But it is what it is. We're like I said, just for you guys as mock drafts, go ahead and put Caleb Williams at number 1, even if you don't agree with it. Just go for accuracy. Go for accuracy. It's gonna happen. I'm telling you, it's gonna happen.
I will say this much. I hope they do draft Caleb Williams, and I hope that you hear nothing but boos in the crowd.
Oof.
And then I hope week 1 next year of preseason, I hope you hear nothing but boos for the Chicago Bears fans.
Wow.
I'm serious.
I think we'll rally. But he's going to be on a short leash because the Bears love Fields so much. The Bears fans. I think Caleb will probably be on one of the shortest leashes for a rookie quarterback in history. I really do. I think in terms of a Bears fan, they got him on a short leash. I also saw with the Bears news how, apparently we're shifting stadium plans if we're going to stay in the city, which, I mean, I think that's great, but it's just like you're not going to own the stadium. I think Arlington Heights was the right thing to do, but whatever. I mean, you could have set up a whole tourist attraction with Arlington Heights, like what Jacksonville's got, you know what I mean, where you have like Duval City, basically, is what they call it. You could have just done that, but whatever. Who likes money? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
who likes money?
I saw the rendering of what the stadium was going to look like in Arlington Heights. It was a really nice stadium.
It was gonna be sick. Now it's just gonna move like south from Soldier Field currently. So it's just like, does that mean are you gonna tear Soldier Field down? Because I don't know if the city's got the heart to do that. You know what I mean? I don't know what's happening. My Bears organization is just it's a wild time, but at least we're making some good moves in free agency. That's the main thing that matters to me. But yeah, anyway, do you guys want to shout out any winners and losers for free agency stuff? How we feeling? We ready to kind of wrap that up there?
Nope, but it may be time to retire my Broncos stuff. That's all I gotta say.
I'm feeling the same way about my Dallas Cowboys. I think it's time to retire it.
Yeah.
I'm still taking applications for new teams. Still taking applications. I mean, Vegas is still out there, my second favorite team, but I'm just saying, like, in general, I mean, there's really no hype for my Cowboys.
Just move a couple hours, man. Go down and become a Houston Texans fan.
That's a possibility too. That's a possibility too.
Got a stud QB, baby.
That is true. That is true. They're actually surrounding him with a bunch of talent.
Now, I already told Ricky my stance on if like this double year of golden goose egg that the Bears have gotten, if they squander it, I'm done. I'm just gonna go be whatever the best team in the league is. I'm gonna go be a Chiefs fan. I don't give a shit anymore. I just want to win.
I don't give a shit anymore.
I don't give a shit. Call me a bandwagon. I don't fucking care. Like, I was a Bears fan, a Jags fan, Miami fan, a freaking Hawaii fan. You want to call me a bandwagon? Go ahead. I'm a bandwagon. I know I am. I don't give a damn. I'm tired of losing. I want to win. I want to win, all right? I don't give a shit. It's going to be the same equivalent as this guy that I used to be friends with who was a Browns fan when the Browns were terrible before they got Baker. And he shifted. He's like, I'm done. I can't deal with this anymore. And now he's a Chiefs fan. Like, it's going to be the same thing. You know what I mean? He was a Browns fan for like 15 years. He's like, fuck it. I don't care anymore. And now he's a Chiefs fan. And he has been ever since.
I've never met a Browns fan, ever.
That was the only guy that I've ever met was a Browns fan. I'm trying to think. This is a conversation I've had before where it's just like, what teams have I never met a fan for? There's only a few. There's only a few that I've never met a fan for personally. So like NFC North, met a fan for the other three. AFC North, met a fan for all four of those. I've met a fan for everyone in the AFC East, Jets included. I've met a Jets fan. Yeah, there's not many teams out there that I have not met a fan for at some point. Chargers is one. I've never met a Chargers fan.
I worked with a Chargers fan.
Really?
He's from San Diego, and then his dad was in the military over there, and then they moved to Arkansas because he got stationed here. So he grew up a Chargers fan. So when they moved to Los Angeles, he just stayed with them.
Okay, fair enough. I know one guy that that works at the same company that I do. You know, I don't work with him directly, besides with like one particular thing that I do every couple weeks. But he's a manager. He was a Chargers fan when they were the San Diego Chargers. Once they left, he's no longer a Chargers fan. He just watches football. That's it. So whatever, man. All right.
And that's something else. Like with me being a referee, it's like here lately, it's just been like at least the last couple of years, it's just been, let's watch football.
I mean, that's how I've been for many years, especially since starting this show. Even before the show, I've been like that, where I'm a football fan first and then X team name second. You know what I mean? Like that's just my mentality. I mean, if you're just a football fan first, like, you know, you can really enjoy the game and enjoy greatness. Like if you're such a diehard fan of your team where you like just get so violently upset because your team's most, like, you know, your most hated team is like so good or makes this one move or whatever that it just ruins your whole day, I think you need to take a step back. Like, look, I hate Green Bay with a passion. I hate they got Josh Jacobs and stuff. You know, I hate Florida State with a passion, right? I hate them both. I despise them. Cannot stand them. But I still like to watch greatness. You know what I mean? Like, I hate that Travis got hurt for Florida State. Despise it. I hate it so much for the guy because he would have won the Heisman, in my opinion. He was like the Hendon Hooker. Hendon Hooker should have won the Heisman last year. You know what I mean? But injury derailed it, just like injury derailed it for Jordan Travis. Jordan Travis should have never got hurt, and the Florida State should have been in the playoffs, and they would have contended with Jordan Travis. You know, I like to watch greatness. You know, it doesn't matter what team. You know, I'd prefer a team not to win, obviously, but I'm a football fan first. So I feel you. I just like watching football.
That's how I am with NFL, but I'm going to be honest. Arkansas gets blown out by another Division II team, it ruins my day every time. So.
I mean, I can understand that. Like, if the Bears get blown out by the Packers, it definitely puts me in a bad mood for a couple days. But I get over it. You know what I mean? And you know, if watching greatness for the Packers, I wish it wasn't the case, but I like just watching good ball. You know, I like watching good ball.
I do want to say one thing, Jacob. I miss you, man. I hope you come back soon. We have not seen you since Michigan lost to Ohio State. I'm sorry, since Ohio State lost to Michigan so again. True. I just want to point that out.
That's so true, man. Michigan beat Ohio State, and this man went off the grid. Oh God! And
I just want to point that
And
out.
I really want to point out, even since we're pointing it out, let me point out even further, okay? And everyone can agree with me. After that, like when I say he went off the grid, I don't mean he went off the grid for the show. I mean he went off the grid. We have barely heard from the guy in months. Like he's still, like we just heard from him recently. He's still gonna be part of the show. He's just kind of getting stuff set up, new place, internet, whatever. He's gonna come back eventually. But when I tell you the man went off the grid after that loss, he went off the grid. Like I barely heard from him. I had to make sure he didn't die. He didn't die. It's gonna be like when the Packers won the Super Bowl. Literally, as the confetti started falling, I look over at my friend Brady. Shout out to him, diehard Cowboys fan, and I told him, "It's just like, man, I don't feel too good." Just out of the blue, I felt great all day, all throughout the game. But as soon as the confetti started falling, I started feeling sick. I got the flu. If that is not fan hatred, I don't know what is.
And honestly, Ricky, we haven't spoke since Bobby Trino resigned.
Yeah. Yep. That's been a while back. Yep.
The team's
Lots
been all over
happened.
the place.
Lots happened.
Yeah, the team,
Oh,
the
yeah.
ATFS team, we've been all over the place. All right, we've been busy. It's been a time these past few months, okay?
Didn't you say you're who was it that you're was it Central Missouri that your
Yes.
girlfriend's brother
yes.
signed to?
Yeah. Nick signed with Central Missouri. He's going to be a mule. Go Mules. So shout out to that. It's exciting times. That kid only gets a week of summer vacation because of it and everything. So that sucks.
Yeah, he's a freshman. Yeah.
Yeah, like he gets 1 week of summer vacation and then he's moving into UCM. He's got to move in early. All the freshmen do.
Yep.
So, looking forward to seeing his success in that regard. I know he's eating a shit ton right now because like I was predicting, if they were going to keep him at D line, he's got to get bulky. He's big for high school, right? You know, he's fine at D line for high school, but he's got to get bulky. You know, for the for college ball. In my opinion, I just wish they had moved to an edge rush linebacker. I think he's a phenomenal size for a college edge rush linebacker. You know, he's a big kid. He's a big kid moving to linebacker, and I think he can tear stuff up. But as far as I know, I think he's currently staying in D-line. So hopefully something will change. We'll see. He's a freshman. He's got time. He'll figure it out.
Definitely something we're going to have to keep up with during the season.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. UCM is going to officially be on the ATFS radar. Yeah, to keep track. They were good last year, man. They went all the way to the semifinals and lost to Harding, who went on to win the national championship. Shout out to that. But UCM, man, they went all the way to the semifinals. They lost by 1 point to Harding. So I mean, they kept through. And UCM's quarterback, I forgot his name, but he won the the Heisman of Division II, whatever the award's called. I forgot what it's called. And he's coming back for his senior year, so he's not going to transfer or anything. So UCM should still be pretty solid this year. So that's good. Nick can keep enjoying some success like he did at Bryant.
It'll be the only Missouri team I cheer for.
Yeah,
ever.
There you go. There you go. Shout out to the Mules, baby. I'm going to get some Mules merch back here at some point. I plan on doing that before the season kicks off. We're going to have some Mules merch back here.
Guys, also 4 months away. 4.
Yep.
4 months away, boys, from my life coming back to existence again.
What's going on in 4 months?
College football,
Yep.
25.
Yep.
Ah.
Yep. College
I still
football,
don't have
baby.
a PlayStation 4, 5, or anything like that. So y'all just got to
I
tell
mean,
me how it is.
it probably come out on consoles first, which is unfortunate. Probably won't come out on PC for another month or two, maybe more. Hopefully not, but heard it's gonna be cross-platform either way. So I'm waiting for it to PC, and that will be the only game I play for the next year.
As long as it doesn't eat cheeks, I'm with you. If it eats cheeks, I'm going back to college football revamp.
Because right now I know we're kind of diving off of football real quick, but only games I've been playing here lately is Call of Duty and Ark. I'm back on the ASE vibe.
So yeah, you and I, my friend, you're all the way over here. I'm way over there. We are on two different wavelengths. As I'm over here being a mega nerd with my JRPGs. I've been I just did another playthrough of Persona 5 Royal. I'm playing Persona 3 Reload right now, and I got Unicorn Overlord I just picked up. So me and you, my friend, woo, we are on two different wavelengths.
I'm on first-person shooter and survival. You're on
JRPGs.
Yep.
But hey, I do really want WWE 2K24.
I do too.
Yeah, I've got some ideas for that one. Me and the boys do, because John and Zach fucking love playing it. They've got some. They pitched me some ideas for a My GM series. So looking for that. That's one that I'll keep a lookout for.
I mean, I'm down. I've got 23.
I've got 23 as well.
As soon as I get 24, it's gonna be dope.
Yeah. No, one thing that like when they pitched it to me, I thought of it as like, oh, we're gonna be all versing each other who can put on the best show, which I think that'd be fun. But then they're just like, yes, but also, what if we're all on the same team and we're a team of bookers versus the hard level computers? Those computers are hard as shit. And I'm just like, that could also be really fun, because we can all like everyone on the team can like, all right, it's your turn to draft. All right, your turn to draft. All right, your turn to draft. And it's like we can all pick. Like, I want this match for the show. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll figure something. I gotta buy the game, because the agreement that we made is that I'd get it. I do it from my computer. So I gotta get my hands on the game. So, is there any college football stuff that we want to chat about? I have not kept up with a damn thing. I have no clue. No clue anything going on right now.
Honestly, only thing I've heard from college football is NIL stuff, and then stuff about the game, to be honest.
Okay.
But yeah, here in like the last like maybe 4 or 5 months, I've been getting back and watching WWE. It's been dope.
Oh, dude, I'm excited for WrestleMania.
I am too.
I'm very, very excited. Which also I want to have a public announcement here, okay, involving this. It's just a public announcement apologizing to Shane, because Shane, I did not see your message for the watch party until I got home. Because I was out sparking that day. I was out doing gig work. Whenever you responded, like, I think you happened to respond like literally as I put my phone in my pocket or gone back to my screen for the gig work, whatever. And I was not on it for the rest of the day, because that was like one of those days where I made like $350, $400 in a single day. Like I was running, right? Like I'm gunning. And I finally get home like as the I was late to the show. I didn't even watch like the first, I think, 2 matches of the show. I was very late to the show, and I saw your message like watch party in the court. I'm like, oh no. My bad, bro.
I enjoyed watching SummerSlam by myself.
Royal Rumble.
Or Royal Rumble, sorry.
Yeah,
it was that long ago.
Yeah, no, I'm sorry. We can do a watch party for WrestleMania or something. I'm convinced my girlfriend to also watch it, but she's just like, sure. I'm just like, you don't give a shit.
So I have to invite you guys to one of the independent circuits that I do. Right now I'm currently working for 2 promotions. One is headed by CJ Jenkins, which I know Shane knows him. And then the other one is a guy named Rich Walkwell and Keith Daniels, I think's his name. Well, we just did our first show this past Saturday at Boogie's Bar and Grill. Had about 100 people there. 75, I said about 100. 75 had came to like pay the ticket, and it was intriguing. Like it was really, really good. And like I say, I'm a referee. It's a lot of fun. I get involved. I get to get involved in it. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah,
Tyler
hit me up about that at some point.
I actually was gonna go to CJ's show of like the little Rumble that they had like during the Royal Rumble. It was like that same weekend, I think.
Yep.
I was gonna go, but then something came up. And then like he sent me a link to a YouTube channel, and I actually watched a match, and I thought you were reffing it. I was like, that's Ricky, right? Like that looks like Ricky.
It was me. Most of the shows that we've done, every show that I've done was I've only missed one show. I think it was the December show. It's because we had a Christmas deal. It was our Christmas choir concert was the same night, and that's the only show I've missed. Every show we've done but one, I've been the only referee. And had we not had a guy show up this past Saturday, I'd have been the only referee Saturday. And I'm going to tell y'all right now, doing 6 matches a night sucks. I mean, it's fun, don't get me wrong, but My arm is numb by the end of the night hitting that mat so much.
Oh, I don't doubt it.
It's a lot of fun though. I have so much fun with it. I love watching the talent. I mean, they have some decent talent. I mean, it's definitely some decent talent. It's getting better. The last show we did, which with CJ is IPCW, and the last show we did I thought was the best one we've done, and we've got another one. I want to say it's March 24th in Jacksonville, and then in April we're supposed to be doing a show in Benton. We just don't know the location yet. They're still working on negotiations and stuff like that.
I may come out to the one in March 24th because that's my birthday. So I may come out there and celebrate my birthday out there.
Shout out. Happy
Shout out to
birthday.
that.
12 days away from turning 29, dude. Crazy.
That's cute.
I'm about to turn 30 here in 3 months.
You young bastard. I'll be 36 in September.
That's crazy.
I know, right?
Hey, I ain't worried about turning 30.
Hey,
It's
but
whatever.
hey, props to you, Ricky. You do not look 36.
Yeah,
So
you don't.
props
I
to you.
appreciate that. I greatly appreciate that. I really do. And I'm gonna tell y'all something about 30 odd. I'm dead serious when I say this. As soon as I turned 30, started pulling muscles in my body I did not know that I had.
Oh no! Don't tell me that.
I'm telling you, hey, I'm telling you, you will do something very, very simple, and all of a sudden your back will just go out.
Don't tell me that. I got 3 months till 30.
sorry.
Don't tell me that.
I mean,
Oh goodness gracious!
I'm about to turn 29, and I just started probably about 6 months ago losing my edges of my hair, and stresses me out.
That's the one thing I may have going for me, knock on wood. But everyone in my family, up until like old ass age, even when they passed, they have all had a full ass head of hair. So that's the one thing I've got going for me.
My biological dad does too, but he's the same thing. He lost his edge, like his top up here, so it's receding, and same way with me now. So on the bright side, by the time my dad was my age, he had like a full like gray hair already, pretty much. I don't. So, but
got that going.
I'm starting to lose my hair though.
Right.
So
I'm sorry. So
I know.
sorry.
Tough genetics, you know.
Yeah, they suck. Anyway, boys, you got anything else that you want to chat about? If not, I say let's wrap up the show. I'm hungry. I want to go eat.
I ate
Sounds
before the
good.
show. I ate before the show, boys.
Well,
I remembered.
Well, I was busy. I was scrambling to get some stuff set up for the show. But next week, you guys want to do mock drafts? Mine and Ricky's 2.0, Shane's 1.0. We want to do that next week?
Yes.
So
Is y'all's one?
So I will be sending you my 2.0. I will be on a boat next week.
Oh, that's right. You're on vacation, aren't you?
Yes, I am. I wish if I could get signal, I would so be on the show, but it's probably not going to happen.
No, that's fine. Yeah, send me your 2.0. I'll shout it out for you. Shane, what are you going to
Sounds
ask
good.
about 1.0s?
I was gonna see if y'all's 1.0s were posted anywhere.
No, they weren't. Drop of the ball on that one. I'll be very honest with you. I think we just kind of pulled 1.0 out of the ass that week because we didn't know what to talk about. No. We could probably pretend those 1.0s did not happen if we wanted to. They weren't bad. They weren't bad, but
when did
No.
was it before the Super Bowl when y'all did it?
Yes.
And me and Alex had about 8 or 9 picks that were the exact pick.
Yep.
So I guess I'm doing something right now.
Yeah, I don't know. All right, boys, I'm hitting the music. Last thoughts, shout it out. Here we go.
Remember to go see Rogue and
Agent
other sponsors.
Inc.
Agent Inc.
Yeah.
Link down below.
Promo code SparkE3 for 10% off at Rogue, and use a referral link for both Agent Inc. and Rogue. Ricky, any last thoughts?
Y'all have a good week, and be sure to get a jersey as well.
I'm surprised Ricky hasn't hit the exit button yet.
Ah, there it is. He is so quick on that, man. Jeez.
Super quick.
But yeah, check out our sponsors, our partners down below. Join the Discord. Come chat with us. Make sure to follow or subscribe or whatever. Like, comment, everything of the sort. So you can come back next week when we do our mock drafts. Looking forward to that. Looking forward to a wonderful season 4 of ATFS. A lot of mock draft talk, a lot of free agency talk. Of course, we'll do our live stream for the first round of the draft, which is always a blast. Looking forward to that. I think
Look
that's
for
it.
the Taco Bell that we get every year.
That's right, Taco Bell. That's our tradition at this point. So
Yep.
until next time, guys, have a good one. Bye.